Hello everyone, my name is Blake Alexander.
And my name is Chase Carter.
And this is the Blake and Chase Show. So Chase, to start off our conversation today, I want to ask you, what have you been up to over the last 2 months?
So over the past few months, I've been doing a musical theater class of the Disney movie Aladdin.
Alright, so I've got some questions I want to ask you so the audience can be caught up to date with what you've been doing, how things are going, stuff like that. So first off, I want to ask you, what is your experience with the first Aladdin film? Like, what made you want to do this to begin with the Aladdin?
I grew up watching all of the old children's channels, your PBS Kids, your Nick Jr., your Disney Jr., all those things. And sometimes on Disney Jr. specifically, they would air these old Disney movies, and I would watch them, and one of the ones I watched was actually the original Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it, because who wouldn't like Aladdin? And actually in 2019, I saw the live-action remake. It was actually the first live-action remake I ever saw. And it was pretty bad.
Really? Why was it so bad?
Okay, first of all, I knew that the Will Smith Jr. was something that I was going to have to just get used to. And it was fine. It did look a bit disturbing. This is creepy.
I don't think the remakes are that bad.
Yeah, yes, they are. I really didn't like what they did with some of the characters, specifically Jasmine, what they did with Jafar. I mean, Jafar just had this deep, intimidating voice like, soon I will be the Sultan. And now at this point he sounds like, soon I will be the Sultan. and Iago's not there because he just couldn't make a CGI talking parrot, I guess. It just wasn't in the budget. So yeah, the live action remake was pretty bad. The anime version is a masterpiece.
Alright, okay. What made you want to join a play production to start off with? What made you want to do that?
I really like Aladdin. And so the idea of performing Aladdin plus making some new friends, that's what really had me draw to do this theater thing. And I just like performing in general.
Talk to us about what steps are involved during an average session. Things like choreography, going over the script. Like, how do you go about the whole process? Like what's a normal day look like for you?
Well, a normal day is where you come in, and then the lady, Miss Delaney, and you gets on her piano, and we do some singing drills.
Mm-hmm.
So basically get our mouths ready.
Right.
And those are fun. And sometimes we sing some little ditties to sort or practice enunciating, projection, diaphragm, and just working to move your lips. And we usually practice our dance steps.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the bulk of the day really looks like. Practicing not practicing, but doing those dance steps. And that's what we're currently working on right now, the dance hand steps.
So how long does all this take?
Well, it usually takes, the class from 10 to 12, so It usually takes about 2 hours.
That is very long. So how does that feel? It's probably time consuming. You're probably tired by the end of the day.
A little bit. I mean, sometimes it goes over 2 hours, but usually it's just 2 hours.
I see. I'm going to talk to you more about the characterizations right here. Right. So, you picked Aladdin, as your role. The first time we even wanted to do this, you were saying, I want to be Aladdin. Right? That's the role I want. I'm shooting for the highest goal.
I did say that I would settle for the genie, though.
Right, you did say that, but overall, that's exactly what you went for, and that's exactly what you got as a result, right?
Yes.
Let's say that in an alternate universe or whatever, you got the genie or Jafar. How would you go about the process, learning how to put those characters in the work?
I would go into the production of the original film, because one of the methods that they would use when singing, they would have these layers of emotion. So first, when you got this minor emotion, you're just going to start getting out, start singing, because this is a musical. Mm-hmm. You have to sing. And then when emotions really start to build up, you start dancing. Mm-hmm. and singing. And when the emotion really builds up, you sing and dance at the same time, and you sing a little louder. So that's how I'm really going about the song. So if I were to do a part, I would do that. And of course, when Robin Williams was originally doing the genie, a lot of the lines were improvised. So if I would I would have a lot of improvisation.
I see. All right, that makes some sense. But, I imagine that if you're playing the genie, it probably takes a different thought process than it does playing Aladdin, like the things that's going on in his head versus the genie's head. I mean, the genie, for all intents and purposes, is like a car salesman sometimes. He rubs me off that way. It's like, it feels like he's trying to sell you stuff. Like, he's got the hoo-ha, he's got the pizzazz, that kind of thing. Like, he's a showman, essentially. So how would you bring that about, you think? Just try to get into that mindset?
Well, I don't really think he's a showman. He's really just some guy with a nice personality who wants to help people.
The Disney film will say otherwise. I mean, this guy literally turned into a slot machine and was just doing, like, all the things in the intro when we first meet him.
Just got a nice sense of humor. He's Robin Williams.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. But either way, he's got a certain something. And even Will Smith's version brought a little bit of that.
And by the way, Blake, I think Will Smith, I think that was sort of a mistake. They should have got Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey can't play everyone.
Okay, but he would make an excellent genie.
No, he would not.
Why not?
Chase, listen, Jim, no.
What's wrong with Jim Carrey?
There's nothing wrong with Jim Carrey, but I'm just saying I don't see him as the genie.
Why?
Well, because here's
Too
the
thin?
No, I just don't see him as the genie because, see, here's the thing. He's like one of those guys that can swallow up a role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he just takes it. Like, whoever that was, the Grinch, or I forget, Eggman. Like, what else has he been in? Like, there was one called, like, the Cable Guy. Whatever. He's been in a lot of different stuff, and he swallows up the roles, right? So if you were to just throw him in as the genie,
that's what they do with Will Smith.
It would honestly be cartoonish to the point where it would be a little too cartoonish. You know what I mean?
That's what the genie's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's a live action remake of a cartoon.
Yeah, I know, but even then, you've got to have, like, his actual face. And when I look at Jim Carrey, I don't see Genie, Like, I think Will Smith made a little more sense.
Right, but all that photorealism, so that's just disturbing.
So, what about Jafar? Like, how would you handle the characterization of Jafar? Like, what's his whole motivational mindset?
Well,
if there is one.
Well, Jafar's motivation is get as much power as possible.
Alright, so how would you go about it? Like, is there a tonal shift that you would take? Is there something that... Like, how do you go about Aladdin's characterization, first off, to compare?
Well, I go about Aladdin's characterization sort of like he is in the original film, but I have a spin into it. Like, when I'm going to do all the Prince Ali stuff before I'm actually revealed to be Aladdin, I'm going to do that stuff entirely in my signature British accent.
Chase, you don't have a British accent.
I don't?
Chase, really?
Really?
Chase,
I don't have a British accent, sir.
Chase, I don't.
Well, boy, I think I could do it pretty well. Why? What's wrong with the British accent?
Like, I've already heard you're Australian, and that didn't sound good.
Good night, mate.
This is just cultural appropriation all over.
I don't care about cultural appropriation. I disrespect people's cultures all the time. In fact, when I went to Germany, I asked, which side of the wall are we at? Oh yeah, and that's not enough red flags to give Poland flashbacks.
Even then, but Chase, you can't do that in the production though, because it's not gonna sound right. Like, for example, if you can speak 7 languages, but you're disliked in all those countries,
which I am,
Chase,
why can't I do that?
Chase,
I'm Prince Ali.
I can't. Chase, but isn't Aladdin like Arab or something? Like, he's not even British. Like, the British took over stuff like the Taj Mahal, but
Aladdin has an American accent in the film.
True.
And so is Genie. And so is everybody else.
True, but it's not British.
Well, Jafar actually has a British accent.
Oh yeah, that is right. He does have a British accent.
Because in American films, all villains are either British, German, or Russian.
Okay, that is highly... You're not wrong about that. So would you be... So you be British for Jafar?
Yeah.
Because he does have that accent. I forgot about that.
Yes, I would. And I would be in the Prince Ali stuff.
Okay. You know what my favorite part is from Jafar singing,
Yeah?
I would like his reprise of Prince Ali.
That was funny.
Like, I forget how it goes. Like, it's sort of like,
Prince Ali, yes it is he, but not that you know him.
Yeah, it's so funny. And then, like, his personality flaws. Give me adequate cause.
To send them packing on a one-way trip. His prospects taken a terminal dam. His assets frozen. The venue shows is the end of the world. Whoopee!
Yeah, that's my favorite part, I think, when he says his prospects take a terminal dip.
That's funny.
Hello, dear listener. It's Blake Alexander from the Blake and Chase Show. I got something I want to share with you real quick. So make sure you're listening, listen up. If you're asleep right now, wake up, come on. I can see that you've listened to about half of our show by this point. No doubt you're probably enjoying it, the banter, the commentary about whatever it is that we're talking about right now. I don't know, because I'm an advertisement. The point is, you're listening. You've made it this far. So if you want to have other people listen and enjoy what you're clearly enjoying right now, the best way to show your love and support for our show, to keep the good vibes rolling over here, is by sharing the Blake and Chase Show with your buddies. Remember, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, iHeartRadio, all the popular platforms. So just follow, like, and share, and be sure to keep everything going what we're doing. Peace. What do you think is the same or different about this play versus the original film?
Well, of course they have to add this stuff, like there's no monkey because they couldn't afford the monkey. So tiger, since they can't afford a tiger. Well, the tiger's now a human now. And monkey's been replaced by 3 characters named Babkak, Omar, and Kasim.
Gazim?
Kazim.
No, Gazim.
Kazim. It's a K.
I thought he was the guy who originally went to the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, that's him. It is I, Kasim. Yeah, but
I always imagined him to have more of a New York accent. Like if you see him in the film, he looks like he's got like the Brooklyn accent. I can't do it because we just talked about accents and how ironic would it be if I did it. But
yeah.
he's got the face for it. Like he's got that Mario look.
Right, Kasim.
No, Gazim.
Kazim.
No, I thought it was a G.
No, it's a K. It's not good. It's a K. What's wrong with you?
All right, so talk to me about Aladdin's 3 friends. Like, what role do they play?
Well, the role they play, they're not just there as a replacement for the monkey. Since the monkey's sort of been taken out of the story completely, since the monkey didn't really add anything to the plot anyway. And they're basically supposed to be Aladdin's friends who sort of represent the life he's out to leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
And to start pulling on at him.
I see. That can be hard. So, if Aladdin cleaned himself up, got a modern-day job, what do you think he'd do?
Well, I think he want to be an actor.
Why would Aladdin want to be an actor?
Because it's clear he really likes singing.
Alright, yeah, duh, obviously it's a Disney film, but more realistically, like, what would he actually be good at?
Well, first of all, in real life, people just randomly burst down the song all the time.
No, they don't. I've never seen a guy walking down the street just singing, like doing Singing in the Rain. Like, I've never seen someone do that.
Yes, I have. I see that
when have you seen this, Chase?
I see people breaking down the song all the time, especially in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, but... Wait, there's a joke here, and I'm not getting it, isn't there?
Yeah, some place in Orlando, Florida, where everyone just randomly bursts out a song. They just dress up as mouses and stuff. It's kind of weird.
Chase, I feel like we're discussing something very specific, but...
Disney World! I'm talking about Disney World!
Oh, right, Disney World. Okay, fine, that makes more sense.
The original cut of Aladdin, because this actually takes a lot of inspiration from the original cut of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, there's an entire original cut, like all the Proud of Your Boy stuff, that stuff is from the original cut. And I don't think Babkak, Omar, and Kasim were in the original cut. I'm not sure they were.
So, overall, you think if he had a modern-day job, he'd probably just be an actor and go on a showmanship. He's pretty nimble. I can see that.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise was on stunts.
Yeah. Only thing is that the thing with Tom Cruise is that I have a weird feeling that I've got clones of him. They just bring one out.
Yeah, I do. Hey, Tom Cruise died during that stunt for Top Gun. Well, we can fire up enough clones in time for Mission Impossible.
I found it ridiculous when they had like the train scene from like the latest one.
Yeah.
As impressive as it was, right? Like it's very practical, and I appreciate that. There's no way. This just makes my conspiracy theory that Tom Cruise is like a bunch of clones. It makes it more realized for me because that train, man,
He's dead.
that's insane.
Yeah.
There's no way. And they built a whole train, and imagine how much money you had to get building the train.
Yeah, they spent like $290 million on that film.
That is crazy.
And you see, like, but back in the day, like in the 80s, people having serious injuries or dying on set, that was a semi-unexpected regular occurrence.
A semi-unexpected regular occurrence.
Right.
How is something a semi-unexpected yet regular occurrence?
Yeah, like Indiana Jones, like some people would get some mysterious jungle diseases because they would actually film that stuff in the jungle. And they actually use real dead spiders.
Oh God.
They use animatronics to have classic filmmaking, baby.
I see.
And you know how in Raiders of the Lost Ark, how Indy really does not really defeat the bad guy, sort of the force of nature defeats the Nazis, and he really doesn't do it, he just captured?
Yeah.
Well, originally he was supposed to have this epic battle scene, but you see, Harrison Ford at the time had dysentery, so he couldn't do it, so they had to sort of redo the scene.
I see. I did not know that. Let's move on to something else. So, if you could rewrite the ending of Aladdin, what would you do to give your character a unique twist?
Maybe I have Aladdin and Jasmine run off together.
Why do you say that? Because they're not going to have any money, are they? Where do they go? America? Like, where do you go?
Well, here they go. So, Agrabah is in Iraq.
Yeah.
So I say they probably go somewhere on the magic carpet to some other place, maybe China.
But they'd have like no money.
Well, maybe Aladdin would probably use one of his wishes to give them what they need to live a successful life in some other country.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Alright, that's fair. So, what would you ask the genie for, if you could? All the rules apply.
Okay.
What, the genie's laid out rules?
True love.
But didn't the genie say you can't make anyone fall in love?
Yes, he can't make anyone fall in love, but he didn't say he can't make people find love.
Well, Chase, that is the loophole of all loopholes. There's no way he'd buy that.
And it's a loophole. Genie can buy loopholes. In fact, I could probably ask him, I wish for there to be no boundaries on the laws of wishing.
Chase, there's no way. If it was that simple.
Yeah, it could be that simple. I wish there were no boundaries on the laws of wishing.
Yeah, but Chase, even then, would he go for that?
Yeah, it's not wishing for more wishes, because you're wishing for one wish.
Okay, fine. I guess technically that is fair. Number 10, and I don't know if you know about this, but sometimes, especially in like Marvel movies and things like that, actors will bring home pieces or props or things like that. Like I think Tom Holland brought home like web shooters, right? At one point for Homecoming or something like that.
Yeah.
So, if you could bring one prop or costume piece in the production home, which one would it be? And
the
why?
lamp.
The lamp? That was fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring back the lamp.
There's really no other...
Or maybe even the magic carpet. They even have a magic carpet, but I think I'd bring home the lamp and the magic carpet.
How would you smuggle a carpet?
I don't know. I'll ask them, hey, could I keep one of the props?
You don't ask. You smuggle.
Okay.
You think they asked?
Okay, I won't ask. Okay, I probably won't smuggle a carpet, but I think I'll just take the lamp, because that's practical.
Should you really be telling everyone this out loud? Because this is going to be recording on air.
Then I should find out about Tom Holland's web shooters.
Chase, you can find out this stuff eventually.
Okay, fine. I'm going to bring back the lamp. I'm going to bring the lamp home with me.
Well, Chase, can I be honest with you? I'd probably take Jafar as, his staff, Like, isn't that also
His staff is not in the play.
What?
Yeah, maybe.
Why not? Isn't that his whole thing?
Well...
Isn't that the whole reason why he's as powerful as he is?
Well, here's the thing. Well, he does have a staff, but it's just a regular staff. Or maybe not, because it can freeze and unfreeze people. But that's
so then it does do something.
Yes, but he doesn't actually use it. It's really just more of a walking stick. He doesn't use it to brainwash people.
Why not?
Because if he could brainwash people, why didn't he just brainwash Jasmine into falling in love with him?
Yeah, I don't know. That would be a very strange
And, that,
relationship.
and that's what they did it. I think that's why they got rid. So this technically makes a lot more sense than the original movie. Good job, screenwriters. I mean, playwriters.
But then, what threat does Jafar pose in your version?
Well, in this version, he's smart. He knows how to play his cards right.
But that was the same in the original 90s film.
Yes, but he doesn't need a staff to have to do it. He doesn't really need a staff to do it.
So then, okay, you know what? Fine. He doesn't need fancy tricks. He can get off on his own with his own
until he
intelligence.
gets the lamp. That's when he pulls off all the fancy tricks.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How are you gonna do that thing where the genie, like, Jafar becomes a genie, but he turns red and stuff, and he's the evil genie.
Oh, well, he doesn't really turn into a giant cobra. He just turns into a genie.
He didn't turn into a giant cobra. He turned into, like, the big red genie, right?
Yeah, the big red genie.
And then did he turn into a cobra?
No one turned into a cobra before that.
I always preferred the giant red genie Jafar. Like, that was just insane to me.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like,
That's epic.
You know what I would have loved to have seen in the other film? I would have loved it if the big red genie, like Jafar's genie and the regular genie, just got into it like a kaiju fight. Like, I'm talking all this ridiculous tropes, they're just duking it out. All the genie tricks, genies, like, shooting stuff at him, Jafar's shooting whole fireballs or something. Like, just go ahead and do the most insane, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z, epic, insane power struggle fight that'll last a whole whopping 30 minutes. Just them wailing on each other.
that sounds epic.
Just have that be the rest of the film. I just want to see those two fight. That's it. I see Jafar. He's got the big muscles. He's obviously a little more powerful than the genie.
But the genie has to touch with that. Woo and how.
Exactly. I just want to see those two fight. That's all I want to see. You think you can make a recommendation? You think they change it and just say, hey, have these two fight?
No, I wouldn't do that.
That'd be so funny. Anyways, these are all the questions I have for you today, Chase. I appreciate you taking the time to answer them.
And thank you. You're not welcome.
So tell me, where can we find this play? Like, where's it going to be at? What time, the date?
It's going to be at May 24th and 25th at Cobb Performing Arts Center in 2024.
Excellent. Well, folks, that's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed our show and spending this time with us. My name is Blake Alexander.
And my name is Chase Carter.
And this is the Blake and Chase Show. We will see you next time.
Bye.